Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. Oh, God. I think y'all might have seen me with my bonnet on. What is going on? Listen, wait. So my niece got me in here gossiping how my phone disabled for 1 minute. So y'all got to give me a few minutes so I could get my notes because we can get into some things. I want to discuss episode 2 of season 3, Reasonable Doubts. I got to remember what the name of the episode is, but hold on one motherfucking second. Hold on 1 second because I didn't disable my damn phone. Let's see if it could. Let me put my password in now. All right, look at God. Look at God. He's making a way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Let me get into the notes. Let me get into the notes app. And we are doing, hey, TTG. How you doing? Mwah. All right. Show reviews. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are reviewing. If you don't watch the show, it's okay. Watch my reviews because you're going to like the show after a while. But if you don't watch the show, that don't even matter. Make sure you watch my reviews. We are reviewing Reasonable Doubt Season 3, Episode 2. And the name of the episode is called 1,000,001 Questions. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up on the video. Do not forget to hit the thumbs up on the motherfucking video. All right? Now, the episode starts off with Lewis sharing with Jax what Tony's request was. Now, remember when the episode ended when the last episode ended, Tony said to Jax, in order for me to let this lawsuit go away, you got to spend one night with me, right? And Jax is mortified. And so am I because Lewis, you're a little too easygoing about this bullshit here. He said things like he want closure and all that bullshit, and she want closure. And wasn't it enough closure when you hit that shit? So I'm off you because of that. But anywho, I do understand what he's saying. He's like, listen, you my wife, I love you. We in this together, right? So this don't have nothing to do with me and you per se. We want the lawsuit to go away so we can be happy because the baby is already born, sweetheart. So you got to figure this out if you want to let this happen or we going to pay that 1.5 because the heifer said she want 1.5. So I was like, oh, Lord, we'll see about that, right? So as the conversation is going on, Daniel calls Jack. So he wanted to tell her that, listen, Ozzy, a white girl, Wendy, was out there scuffling the day that white girl Wendy went missing. And the cameras from the neighbor's house, they got it all on a Ring camera. And that footage is about to get released. So get ready. So Jax is like, fuck. So she was like, well, listen, Lewis, give me a day. Let me consider Tony's offer and we're going to do what we got to do. So as she's about to leave out, Lewis is like, Jax, nothing is going to happen between me and Tony. You, my wife, I love you. And I already screwed her. I got all that coochie. I'm done with that. Right. So anywho, Jax meets up with Ozzy to inquire about the ring cam situation. So Ozzy is like, listen, we was fighting. She was pissed off because I was going to make her sign an NDA. See, the only part I don't like is that remember the mother told Ozzy something, and that's what made him say he was going to make her sign an NDA, but they never said what the mother told her. So anyway, he was like, listen, the argument went left, she left, and I went to bed, right? Jack said, listen, your raggedy ass better be telling me the truth because you're black and you're also at the center of a missing white girl case, all right? So you better put up some money to find out where your Snow Bunny woman is at, and you better get your ass on the line and call her phone 24/7 so you can look like your ass is desperately seeking Susan because at this point, you looking like you took this white girl out and that's what they want to believe because you black, okay? Got it. So anywho, back at the firm, Jack shares with the partner. She's like, listen, I picked up Kai Ozzy's case and I'm going to let Kill Bill, a.k.a. Tommy, be second chair on the case. They're like, okay, they good because remember Tommy trying to make partner and all that, right? Daniel goes to visit Nisha. Nisha's cash doll, right? Remember Daniel was the private investigator that worked for Jackson, Lord Langland, right? So Nisha said that Wendy is always on time. He was like, is there anything more you could tell me about, Wendy's character? Is this like her? Yada, yada, yada. And Cash Doll was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She said, rain, sleet, snow, or hell, Wendy is not missing no photo shoot. She is extremely professional. She was like, and what made her suspicious was they put ear tags in their designer bags. And she was like, she couldn't track them. So she was like, well, let me go to the police. She said, and the police was able to track the ear tags, and that's when they found it on the 91 freeway, right? So then Daniel tells Jax pressed Ozzy about the bags. He was like, yeah, I knew about it. So Jax said, why the fuck you ain't say nothing to me about it, right? And why do you keep conveniently forgetting to tell me stuff? Are you a murderer and a fucking liar? So then Kristen, Ozzy's sister, chimed in, and she was like, now hold on, Hollywood. And Jax was like, hold on what? Because at this point, if you don't know where that white girl at and you don't know how we gonna fix this situation, you better do something before they Emmett Till your fucking brother. You trying to take up for him, he's getting ready to go down. So then Ozzy has the nerve to say, listen, the only reason why I look guilty in this whole situation is because I hired some big time lawyers like y'all to represent me for some shit that I ain't even do. So guess what? We'll call it here. That's exactly what he said. Jack said, what? We'll call it. No, bitch, we'll answer it. I quit. So now Tommy was like, wait, whoa. You're getting out of here. Remember, Tommy's name is Bill on here. I call him Kill Bill, right? So he said, what do we tell Tommy is asking Jack, like, that was a little hasty. What are we going to tell the partners about losing this big case, right? And see what she was like, tell who? Bitch. You the only white boy that answers to them white boys. I don't do that. I play by my own rules. So not to mention, when they lock his ass up, we ain't going to have to tell him nothing because he's going to be back looking for us so we can do our job. So calm down, cut it on down now. I got this, right? So when she gets back home, she lets Lewis know, listen, I'm going to let you go over there. And I'm going to let you help the whole try to grieve. She said, but I laid out this agreement. I want you to take it over there with you. And you better get this hoe to sign this in the first 10 minutes that you walk in that motherfucking door. She refused to sign his paperwork. Lewis, you better get your skinny Snoop Dogg bone on skin and no flesh in between face, ass up out of there. She said, and after 12 hours of y'all spending and mourning and doing all that bullshit together, that means we are no longer liable. So at that point, you could kill your ass on, right? She said, let me tell you another motherfucker thing. You better text me every hour on the motherfucking hour. And when I FaceTime your ass, you better pick up fully dressed alert and that PB better be soft, right? And Lewis is like, I ain't gonna hit that shit again. I promise I'm not gonna hit it again. She said, you better fucking not, because I'm gonna unalive both y'all motherfuckers if you try it. Right? Okay. So Lewis heads out over to Tony's house. Tony is a nut job. But I don't really want to say Tony is a nut job because I have some questions that I'm a little unclear about. Was Tony, because I saw they were showing the flashbacks, he was telling Jackson, I think he hit it 4 times and 1 time without a condom. And Tony was, you always show up. So was Lewis making Tony think that him and her was going to be a couple? Because I know that Jackson Lewis was on the outs at that time. But I'm a little confused about what was Lewis telling Tony. And I'm not going back watching that bullshit because I really didn't too much care about them first 2 seasons. So I want to know, y'all let me know in the chat when y'all get a chance. What was going on between Tony and Lewis? Because they give me the impression that Tony felt like they was going to be a couple as opposed to him just hitting that shit, right? So, anywho, soon as Lewis walked in the door, he was like, listen, girl, sign this, because I don't want no motherfucking problems. So Tony was like, see, this is the shit I don't motherfucking like. This whole Jax thinks she run my motherfucking house. I'm tired of her trying to control us. You my man and I love you. Lewis was like, ho, you better sign this paperwork or I'm going to get up out of here. So she took the paper, she put it in her pocket. She said, we'll do so later. Let's go deal with the nursery, right? So they went back to look at the nursery. That was Lewis' first time seeing the nursery. I'm not going to lie, Tony decorated the shit out that nursery. It looked very, very nice. It looked like she really, really put a lot of thought into it. But the other part about me believing that she might think her and Lewis is going to be something other than screwing buddies is because it seems as though she decorated it not only just for a boy, but pretty much what, like, this is what your daddy would like, and this is what I know your daddy would want to see. And so she gave me the impression that she had feelings for Lewis, right? Outside of what I thought they just had, which was a sexual relationship. Again, y'all drop in the chat and let me know if it's more than that, right? Now, back at the house is only Jackson and Naima. So Naima coming in the room, she like, ooh, Kira's dad. So Jackson's like, oh, he had to work late. So Naima was like, oh, shit different around here now. It used to be your dad up waiting for you. Now you waiting for dad? Jackson's like, girl, kill your ass on and mind your business, okay? So then Lewis checks in via text. He's like, hey, I just got here. Helping her take down the nursery. Look like it's all gonna go well. Love you, boo. So Jackson's like, okay, boy, whatever you fucking say, you just better not hit that shit. So then Jax was bored. She was trying not to think about Lewis and Tony. She was about to smoke some weed and she said, I ain't gonna do that. So she decided to call her homegirl Chanel to vent. So basically they just had a grown-up homegirl conversation. She was like, hey, what's up? What you doing? She was like, nothing. I'm sitting here chilling, trying not to think about my man over there sticking his pee-wee in the hole he cheated on me with and got pregnant. They baby then damn near died, and now he back over there getting her pregnant again. And Chanel was like, listen, you know how Lewis says you love Lewis love you. And sometimes you want to let Lewis dibble and dabble because you a thought, then that's what you let Lewis do. Don't even stress that. Love you, girl. Love you, Cracker Jacks. Love you, girl. And they hung up the phone, right? She then gets a notification about the video footage dropping of Ozzy and the white girl Wendy having a fight right before she get missing, right? So then it showed that white girl Wendy's sister and Nisha, which is Cash Doll, they did a press conference and they was cursing Ozzy the fuck out on the press conference saying, where the fuck are you? You was the last one to see our sister, our homegirl. Why you don't care? Why you not answering the phone? Why you lawyered up? You a bitch ass nigga, Ozzy, right? So Kill Bill, aka Tommy, he goes and he rats to the fucking partners, talk about, hey guys, we lost the case and I don't know what's going on, and I'm trying to stay calm because I don't want Jax to get inspired and so on and so forth. And the partners looked at Kill Bill and said, listen, that house nigga may be a little bit out of control, but one thing she know how to do is bring in some money and win some cases. So ease back, fall back, let her do what she gonna do, and we gonna see how this all play out, right? The LAPD came and kicked Ozzy door the fuck down and draped him the fuck up. Boom, 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 boom. They said white girl Wendy's phone was tracked to that address, and they wanted to get to the bottom of shit, and they want to execute their search warrant. Bring your ass on and let's rock and roll, right? In the meantime, Lewis checked in again. Hey, Jax, everything is great over here. I still have my PB in my pants. I'm still zipped up and fully dressed, and we're just talking. So Jack's like, okay, motherfucker, I guess. While she's getting a text from Lewis, Corey calls. Y'all know that's more of a stress nut. So he like, yo, can you come outside? I need to talk to you. So when she went outside, he basically was like, listen, they didn't rush Ozzy's house. They on Ozzy motherfucking head top, but he needs you back. She was like, no, whoa. Last time I was at that Negro house, he thought he wasn't going to play by my motherfucking rules. And one thing about me, I make my own motherfucking rules and everybody must play by them. So Ozzy was there. He rolled down a car and was like, I'll play by the rules. I promise, Jax. I have your back. Anywho, after he apologized, right? Jax let them in. I don't know. I was a little confused about why Jax was letting them in her house. No, we would have had to go somewhere else. First of all, Corey, I already see you don't respect Lewis. Because why in the dog fuck is you calling Jax that time of night? Why in the dog fuck is you going to Jack's house that time of night? Why in the dog fuck is you bringing a client to Jack's house? So I could already see you don't respect Lewis, and Lewis might have to rough your ass up, but that's neither here nor there. And Jackson, you don't respect Lewis, but see, you ain't respect Lewis. I mean, you want to get Lewis back anyway. That's why you said you guys come inside. Because first of all, your daughter is there. This man might be the white girl whisperer, so you shouldn't have him in your house. And Corey ain't got no business in here because every now and again, you give off, you and Corey might get a little into some things, right? So anywho, she lets them in her house, right? So then Ozzy, I hope this whole season ain't gonna be about Ozzy because Ozzy, I don't like it. For whatever reason, I ain't too particularly here for Ozzy. I don't want to see Ozzy. I ain't got Ozzy to think about. Ozzy ain't my folks, really and truly. But anywho, he started giving some heartfelt story about a woman that saw him at an airport, and how one time seeing him at an airport, and how his dying grandmother, and he was at the airport, and what had ended up happening was at the airport when he didn't want to get a lady no autograph, she automatically made an assumption about him. And I'm you know what it is, sweetheart? You're an actor and you're good at it. So you do a lot of shit, very drama filled, and it's kind of annoying and drawing the storyline, dragging the storyline out. But okay, girl, right? So Jax was like, listen, did you clip this white girl? Because everybody think you did it. So he was like, no. Jax said, okay. She said, well, I tell you what, you need a good night's rest because you looking stressed out and you look like you might try to clip one of us. So you need to go on and get you a good night's rest. And in the morning, me and my team will figure this out. She said, and as a matter of fact, you could get that rest here. Jax, come here. You don't let no white girl whisperer spend a night in your house with you and your daughter and your husband ain't home. But go on, rock star girl. So anyway, she gave him a pilot on the floor when covered him up. And then she told Corey, come here for a second. Two could play this game. Kill your ass in that hallway and you play watchdog. Because if this motherfucker so much as flinch next to Naima door, I want you to cut his pee-wee off and his neck loose. All right? So he was like, okay, I got you, girl. Right? So then Jax tries to FaceTime Lewis, right? He said this show sounds good as fuck. I gotta tune in. Yeah, tune the fuck in, tune the fuck in. So anywho, Jax tries to FaceTime Lewis. So now when she FaceTiming him, Tony look at the phone. He look at the phone. Here, Tony, now, if she's gonna keep calling, you should just go. First of all, Tony, bitch, I only saw Jax call one motherfucking time. All those other motherfucking times her husband texts her. Second of all, ho, a motherfucker wife can call them as many times as they motherfucking want. That's y'all side bitch's problem. Y'all don't know y'all motherfucking place. And you're not even the side bitch no more because actually you the ex-side bitch with the dead baby. No shade. So anywho, they didn't answer for Jax. So Jax said, okay, bitch, I got your number. So she went in the hallway and cozied on up to Morris Chestnut, a.k.a. Corey. So now Corey peeked to the side because according to Corey, he got some phantom woman in Chicago. Corey, I don't believe that bullshit because you was getting honored at an award ceremony and you didn't bring the woman that you claimed to love your life. You brought Jax. So I believe that woman is a phantom woman and you trying to make Jack think you got a woman so she could be a little jealous and intrigued and still want to give you that coochie. But anywho, she went in the hallway, cozied up to Corey, put her head on his shoulder, hear him, are you okay? And she's like, I don't know yet. Yeah, there's some steamy shit going on here. I think I got to go back in the other seasons and peek at that, right? So Lewis is there taking down the crib. Tony is watching him taking down the crib. Then she started reminiscing when she used to be screwing him, so on and so forth. Next thing you know, she tries to come on to him. He was like, Tony, what the fuck you doing? I'm back with my wife, ho. You a thing of the past, right? And Tony had a fucking meltdown. Oh, you don't fucking care. And you didn't fucking love me. And all that. Tony is crazy. Tony is fucking crazy. But what she did do that I like this, she ended up whipping out that motherfucking paperwork and signing it. So Judge Lewis was like, yeah, I feel so bad. Yeah, sign right there on the dotted line. Right. You know what I did find sad, and that's all jokes to the side. Let me be serious, right? I have encountered a miscarriage, right? I've had a miscarriage before. I mean, no shade. No shade. I went to therapy for this. I didn't grieve the loss of the baby per se, right? No shade. No shade. I promise y'all no shade. But I didn't, right? But that's not the same as giving birth to a baby. And it seems as though, again, Tony gave birth to her child and she really wanted that baby and she loved that baby. So because of that, she is truly, truly grieving. And it's crazy because her lawyer said that. Her lawyer was like, you know, you're dealing with an angry and very hurt woman. She's scorned. So you know, she needs a lot of nurturing, a lot of care. And Tony needs therapy because this sounds like it's going to take a lot for her to actually get past the fact that A, she does not have the baby. B, she does not have the man. C, and she feels like her world is closing in on her. So I want y'all to go on Hulu and make a suggestion that Tony get her Healing Heart session or they bring Healing Hearts on Reasonable Doubt because I think I could work with Tony through this. I think I can really coach Tony through the grieving of baby Jaden, right? I think that's the baby name, right? So anyway, Jax tells Ozzy, you can wake up. You can wake up because we done found out some shit in my daughter's in here. So wake up, white girl whisperer. So when she got him up, she said, listen, they found Wendy's body. They found Wendy's body near your cabin in Wrightwood. And they also found the bullet that unalived Wendy. And it's a batch to the gun that was registered to you. Ozzy fell the fuck out. Ozzy was like, Ozzy broke down. Ozzy broke down. Now, Ozzy, come here. Ozzy, come here. Ozzy, I want to say two things, right? It's either one or two things. Ozzy, a part of me believe you broke down because before you unalived this girl, you was acting like you was in love with her. So I'm not going to say you ain't love her, Ozzy. I'm not going to do you like that. But Ozzy, the other part of it could be you also mortified that they found all the evidence that would lead back to you after you was the white girl whisperer unalived her. So I think you could be mortified about that too. But either way, we're going to figure this shit out, right? So then Jax calls Bill and she like, listen, we need to negotiate the terms of Ozzy's arrest, right? We want this nice and easy. We don't want nobody running down on him, cuffing him, throwing him to the ground and having all these cameras in his face from news reporters. So what we're going to try to do is you get an unmarked car. It's no handcuffs. Bring them over here. Let them take them out the back. Nice and easy. Do what they got to do. No news coverage, right? When Kill Bill went to take that to the ADA, the ADA was like, absolutely not. I don't know if that was the ADA or the police chief. He was like, absolutely not. I know this nigga's a star in your world with the cousins and them, but we don't give a fuck about him on law enforcement. And the same way how any other motherfucker that was fucking accused of murder would be getting handled, that's how we gonna handle this fucking ashy lip Emmett Till looking bitch, right? So Tommy put on his Tommy and he started landing on thick saying, listen, I know you want to run for, I think this is the ADA, right? Because he was saying someday you're going to want to run for one of the positions, I'm guessing the DA, right? And he was like, you don't want somebody in law enforcement or one of the elected officials kid to get in some trouble, and they know that that's how you would treat them. They want to know that you would treat them with care. So if you treat this client like that, they would see the type of person you are and they would vote for you. They would get behind your campaign. He laid it on real thick. So he was like, okay, I think we might be able to do that, right? So then back over there, Jax gives Ozzy the rundown. Listen, they're about to come and get you, boy. Right? So let me tell you what that's going to look like. They're going to run up in here. They're going to cuff you up. They're going to carry you down there. They're going to fingerprint you. They're going to tell you get butt naked and squat and cough. They're going to swab you. They're going to pick up your nuts and drop down your knees. They're going to do all these things to you, and all you got to do is breathe and be prepared, right? So he was like, okay, I think I got it. So he looked at Jax. He said, I didn't kill Wendy. And Jax said, I believe you. I don't believe him. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. I think whatever Mama Love told you pissed you off so much, and the fact that she didn't want to comply with that NDA, you said, I got you, ho. I got you, and you became the white girl whisperer. But either way, what also made me suspicious is he carried his ass in the bathroom alone, and then he called somebody named Alex on the phone. So Alex ain't pick up, he left a voicemail. He said, Alex, where the fuck are you, Negro? They found Wendy fucking body. We got to talk. What the fuck y'all talking about? And who the fuck is Alex? So we're going to get to the bottom of that, Ozzy. Anywho, they come and they arrest Ozzy. Arrest Smooth, let's rock and roll, right? Jackson Corey, after they arrest him, Corey is basically like, well, I can leave now because I only came here for that sole purpose. You doing good. No news reporters. I'm proud of you. I think you got this. So then Corey said, what's up with your boo? He wasn't home all night. And last time me and you talked, it was a pregnancy. You ain't the one pregnant, so what's going on? What it kind of looked like to me is that, and if I can remember, and I'm going to try to go back and watch because I can't remember, is that y'all probably was flirting a little bit and you was letting this man in your motherfucking business and all of that, and it was looking like y'all could be something, but then you realized you want your skinny ass face husband back, so you kind of fell back from him, but he still got some residual feelings from the flirt y'all used to do, and he wants you to still want him, so he trying to act like he got a woman, but every minute he up in your motherfucking face when he should be in Chicago in his woman face. So I don't really know. I'm peeking at Jackson Corey, right? So back at Tony's house, Lewis done got down a crib and all of that. He done got everything together, and Lewis is breaking down. And I felt really, really bad for Lewis because, you don't always factor in the father also grieving about the loss of either unalive or miscarriage or lost child, And I mean, not in a sense of, you do see fathers grieve if they lose a teenager or something like that. Yes. I mean, like through miscarriage or through like stillbirth or any of the sort, you don't always pay attention to or acknowledge the father feelings because you're more so worried about the mother because all of the physical stuff that they had to go through regarding the loss of the baby, right? So you kind of push the father feelings to the side. And I think that's kind of what happened with Lewis is that he didn't really get a chance to grieve because number one, I made this baby on the side, so I'm not even supposed to be sad that it didn't make it because I wasn't even supposed to be happy about that baby because I wasn't even supposed to be getting those side hoes pregnant because I wasn't supposed to be cheating. So I can't really be too excited about that situation. But in all fairness, because I'm a good guy and no matter how my children are conceived, I love them anyway. I do feel a way that this baby didn't make it, but I'm not allowed to have those feelings because of how all the situation panned out, right? So I think when he got over there with Tony and seeing all of that and going through all of the emotions of her and then seeing a nursery and then really realizing that was my child, that even though I didn't want the woman, I still wanted my kid. I think that all took a toll on him. So he broke down. And I'm not going to lie, I felt bad for Lewis. And it made me think about how many fathers have to grieve privately because folks are so busy worried about the mother. Y'all fathers come get y'all healing heart sessions. Anywho, him and Tony, when she see him breaking down, they have a heart to heart about the loss of the baby, right? And then he finally gives us her sincere apology that she's been waiting for. So that was nice. That was a good moment. God bless them, right? So then Lewis brings his raggedy ass home, right? So when he comes in, I like the approach that Lewis and Jax take regarding rebuilding their relationship, because you could tell that their therapy really, really worked. Because when Lewis came in, right? Remember, Lewis who was out with the side hub. So naturally, in a normal situation, the woman would be like, well, what happened? Did you fuck her? What's going on? Instead of Jax leading with trying to get information from him, she decided to be the one to disclose her own information. So she was like, well, let me tell you about my night. And she told him everything that took place, right? And he was like, wow, that was a night, right? And then she left she left the space for him to on his own share about what happened on his night, as opposed to be like, so tell me what the fuck y'all did. Nah, she just chilled out, and he was very forthcoming, which I can appreciate as a man. Instead of making her wait, instead of not saying nothing, instead of being very vague, he was like, nah, this is what happened. He gave all the rundown and said, I love the fact that he's like, yeah, she did sign a document. And he was like, and I didn't sleep well. And I was cracking up because Jax did what anyone would do. She was like, nigga, you should have led with that. And I was cracking up because exactly that's what we all wanted him to say. They'd be like, get your ass in there and let her know ain't nothing going on. And that's what she wanted to know from the beginning. But again, she's trying to be patient with her husband. I'm pretty sure they learned that in therapy, right? And he's also being very honest and forthcoming with his wife. So I like the way that they are rebuilding a relationship. That's very, very inspiring for me, because again, it shows you how relationships can go through hardships and push forward. Anywho, so once he said that, and I also love a lot, he does a lot of reassuring, right? So he was like, listen, you are my wife. You're the person I want. You're the person I desire. You're the person I want to be with for life. And I love you so much. So you don't got to worry about that. That was a moment in time. I fucked up, but that have nothing to do with what we doing now. And we know what we doing. We got this. So that was so nice. It was so cute. So anywho, she's like, oh, all right, nigga, let's go get some breakfast. We straight. You ain't hit that shit. Let's keep it moving. So they get up and she's going to get her things and the doorbell rang. So Lewis was like, well, I'm going to go downstairs and get the door. So when he went downstairs to get the door, he was like, what the fuck you doing here? And when Jax got down there, ding, 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 it was Jack's fucking alcoholic ass father. And then the show went off. Lord have mercy. All right. Reasonable Doubt is kicking up. I want to see what's going to be the outcome with this whole Ozzy situation, because I want Ozzy up out of here and I want to get to the next case. And I also want to see how Tommy, a.k.a. Kill Bill, going to show his ass on the season, because he's a good-ass actor. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, this show comes on Hulu, so make sure you catch up before next week. I'm going to drop, because I already watched episode 3. I just got to watch it again and do my notes on it so we could be all caught up. Episode 4 should be coming on. I think it comes on Wednesday night after 12. On Hulu, but make sure you tune in the fuck in. And if you don't choose to tune into my reviews, because I will be making sure I give you all the details and all the deets with all the humor and all of the healing and the hot topics. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your weekend and be safe. Mwah.